LL, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Saya.
So tell us about your morning.
Great morning. Just explaining the vision. We rang the opening bell, and just telling the world about 50 years of hip hop, why it's important, how hip hop, the creativity and the innovation that came from hip hop kind of powered and changed pop culture and changed the world in an amazing way, and it still is. And Rock the Bells is at the forefront, leading that charge and making sure that people really understand that they can get close to hip hop culture and they can connect with hip hop culture through Rock the Bells.
Absolutely. So tell us about Rock the Bells. Tell us about when you first thought about building it.
Okay, so the thing what happened was I was just tired of seeing hip hop get served in a greasy brown paper bag. I wanted to see it get served on a silver platter. And it started with, a channel, Sirius XM. There was a channel there and I was listening and I just felt like it could be better. So I called a friend of mine, Scott Greenstein, who runs programming at Sirius, and said, hey man, I'd love to make the channel better. So it took about 5 years, but ultimately I got that channel. From there, I realized that there was just a wide open space for us to really get in there and solve this problem of elevating culture. Mm-hmm. So I saw the way Bob Dylan was treated, and Bruce Springsteen and Mick Jagger, all guys I respect. I saw the way they were treated, Paul McCartney, another person I respect. They were being treated a certain way, and I felt like these hip hop artists who had done so much for the world and so much for culture deserved to be treated the same way. So I decided to start a company to really elevate them, and also connect with their fans, because they have millions, they have legions of fans globally who weren't able to really connect with them because at that time the companies were only focused on whatever was new, and they were kind of treating the timeless artists like they were commodities, like they were pork bellies. You know what I mean? So I decided to do something about it, and Rock the Bells was born. And now we have festivals, we have cruises, we have premium content, branded content, we have licensing, merch, apparel. It's really just turned into a company that really touches all the points that hip hop culture touches in the world. Rock the Bells is there.
Yeah, and it's amazing because you're also repositioning for the world the stories to bring to life why it's important to connect both hip hop and business, and giving the business community the opportunity to understand how hip hop has shaped culture.
Yes, and for the business community, their thing is they know hip hop culture is hot. They hear it in their household. They hear it everywhere they go. But a lot of times they don't know how to connect with hip hop culture in a way that's going to be that they can trust. So Rock the Bells is a solid place where when you come to us, first of all, we're not an agency. We're not going to just say yes to everything. It really has to be an experience or a premium content or something that's really going to benefit the fans and elevate the culture. But if you want to do that and you want your brand to be associated with the culture the right way, by doing it through Rock the Bells, that creatively we're going to make sure we mold and shape whatever idea it is into something that is going to elevate the culture and ultimately your brand as well. So everybody wins.
Yeah. You have talked a lot about having a really big vision. I've heard you in interviews say that from a young age, you've had a really big vision of what you wanted to accomplish, of what you could accomplish, of what culture and collaborators could accomplish. Has reality caught up with that vision?
Not even in the slightest. I mean, my vision is so far ahead of where I'm at right now. One day we'll be talking about going public. Right now we're talking about we're private. We're still private.
Yep.
So there's a lot of room for growth in the business. I do see us consolidating the entire industry. I see us being a one-stop shop for all things timeless hip hop and working with people in all areas of all sectors who want to touch this culture. Because remember, hip hop culture touches so many various sectors. And so if they get with Rock the Bells, we can meet you at that touch point in a natural, organic, and authentic way and elevate things from there.
What do you think are the parallels between hip hop icons and the business leaders and the entrepreneurs who are taking their companies public?
Well, I think that, the parallels are you have to have a vision. You have to be courageous. You have to have faith. Execution is key, right? Like whether you're an artist, an entertainer, or a CEO. I'm an artist and a CEO. Execution is key. You got to have great people around you. If you're going to fail, you need to fail fast so you can incorporate the learnings and then win quicker. You have to stay curious, and you can't be You can't be afraid to. You can't deny circumstances. In other words, you have to be mentally and intellectually flexible without losing your principles, without sacrificing your principles. Mm-hmm. If you do that and you execute at a high level, and you pay attention to, you got to know when to pay attention to the bottom line and when to stretch a little bit, because it's going to benefit your company long term. When you combine all of those dynamics, and there are many others, I think you can be successful.
Do you think that last point, do you think that's something you can learn, or is it intuitive?
I think intuition plays a part in a lot of things. You know, when Steve Jobs decided, yeah, that's the font, or even he went to calligraphy school, but when he decided, oh, that's the font, or that's the shape of Jonathan Ives would, oh, that's the shape of the phone. I mean, there is an intuitive artistic thing that comes into business in general, right? It's art and science. Yeah. You have some people who are watching us right now, everything's about data. You have other people who are watching us right now, and they're more on the creative side. I like to combine both. I think that you have to take data into consideration, but then you have to be creative in how you utilize the data. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I think it's in life and in business and in entertainment and anything where you want to be successful, it's art and science and soul. You know, it's that art, science, always and soul. Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been a first in many spaces, and being a first means you don't have a blueprint. How have you designed blueprints, or how have you navigated and pivoted without and been someone who's built so many different kinds of blueprints?
You know, it's funny because, you know, one of the challenges of being a pioneer in anything is that, you know, you walk into the situation, you catch all the arrows, and then someone else comes in and builds condos, right? So you
gets all the credit,
you know, and can get the credit. What I've learned is you just have to be really aware. You have to be really, really aware. When you're doing something new and you're doing something innovative and you're doing something that's fresh, you have to be really aware, self-aware of what you're doing so that you're capturing the value as you go. And that's not an easy thing to do, but if you really, really pay attention to your surroundings, you pay attention to the business environment, you pay attention to the things that happen, and if you know how to take a step back every now and then and look at it from a little bit of a distance, put some distance between you and your current dynamics, you'll be able to capture that value and continue to grow even though you're in the lead. And you got to stay hungry. You have to stay hungry. There's no business leader in this world, in this country right now, that if they don't stay hungry, if you're not hungry to build your business and to be great, it's not going to work. And the autopilot thing only lasts for so long.
So you've been relevant for 4 decades. Do you think that that's been the secret, staying hungry? Have you thought about staying relevant, or have you just thought about doing what you do and the byproduct is being, you know, not needing a comeback because you never went anywhere?
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. You know, it's funny. I honestly don't think about relevance. I just think about doing cool stuff. And I think about, the one thing I want to say is that, like, Rock the Bells. Rock the Bells is not about LL Cool J. Rock the Bells is about hip hop culture, right? So I'm able to get out of my own way. I'm confident, but I approach it with humility. So in terms of the career I've had, it's because I love what I'm doing. We're having fun. You know, I'm doing things that I think are cool. You know, you're going to hit, you're going to miss. But if you do things that you feel great about and you do things that you love, ultimately you land on your feet. That's how I've been doing it.
So one thing that you've done that I don't think I've seen anyone talk about, is the fact that you gave equity to icons in culture.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your decision to do that? Was it intuitive? Was it obvious? And the why, the how, and what that means?
I'm going to say something really revolutionary. It's okay to share. Yeah, and I'm saying that here. It's okay to share. So when you have DJ Kool Herc, who started hip hop, when you have Run DMC, who took hip hop, broke down barriers, Roxanne Shante, who really helped the female rappers go to another level, Salt and Pepper. When you have, you know, artists like that, Big Daddy Kane, I wanted them, one day we will have either a huge liquidity event, we'll, an IPO, we'll do something great. I want hip hop culture to benefit. See, a lot of people, they come and they sit down and they do a little sales job and they're telling you about how they're hip hop and this and that. But in reality, they're the only ones benefiting. When you work with Rock the Bells, the actual people who built the culture actually benefit. I went and sat with Eminem and we talked about it. Eminem wrote a check and invested in Rock the Bells. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this is something that is for the culture, by the culture. And that's why I did that. I just really, I just got tired of just hearing people talk about how this one got rich and this one's a mogul and this one's successful, but then you see the ones that really put the work in not benefit. And mind you, money isn't the only thing, right? Like nobody really cares how much money Miles Davis had. Nobody talks about what he had in his bank account.
Right.
No one talks about that.
Nope.
Right? We don't talk about Babe Ruth's money.
No.
We talk about the impact that they had on Jackie Robinson's money. We talk about the impact he had on the world. However, money is relevant and it does matter, and I do care about it, and I do want to be profitable. Yeah. But I also want the people that I love and the people that came up with me, some of my heroes, to be profitable too.
Yeah.
So I decided to share.
Yeah.
So on the cap table, you have all these sophisticated investors that my partner Jeff put in, and all these amazing companies, people that came in and invested in a company, but you also have these icons and these artists who help actually mold and shape the culture. So when you look at our cap table, you can say, yo, this is real.
Yeah.
This is actually the real deal, finally. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it.
Do you think that the business leaders of today can take a lesson from that?
I think some of them are already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, listen, I'm not one of these guys that thinks because you're a successful business leader, you're evil. I'm not cut from that cloth.
Sure.
I believe in making your dreams a reality. And I think people should make their dreams a reality and get rich and be successful. I'm just saying, let's just share a little bit.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. And I think there are people out there, many companies that do charitable things but we just have to keep that in mind, right? Yeah. There's enough for all of us. Absolutely. And if I light if my candle, like some people, it's not enough they have a candle, they want to blow yours out. Mm-hmm. Then they feel better. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But others don't mind lighting your candle with their candle.
Yeah.
Now there's more light in the world.
Absolutely.
That's it.
So today we're talking about the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Right.
What do you think the next 50 years is going to look like?
I think that, it's about creativity and it's about just doing new things in new ways and using the tools as they arise. Like you have artificial intelligence, we'll figure out a way to utilize artificial intelligence to have some fun. We'll figure out, how to incorporate, will I have a flying car with a booming system in it? It's very likely. I mean, there's just certain things that we will utilize the tools and utilize technology as it emerges. Remember, technology is an accelerator. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about like just doing something contrived and saying, oh, it's the new technological marvel. It's about utilizing those things properly in a way that really enhances your business, whatever that business may be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's what it is.
Amazing. We're starting a new series here called In Pursuit Of, mm-hmm. that really, sits and profiles incredible change makers, leaders like yourself, to think through and to tell us what drives them, mm-hmm. and what they're in pursuit of. Mm-hmm. What are you in pursuit of?
Making my dream a reality. I'm in pursuit of building, a company that really embraces and elevates and celebrates hip hop culture in a way that makes the world better and is helpful to society in different ways. Even if it's just providing some fun or some entertainment or whatever else comes in. I don't put any limitations on what I'm going to do. I don't know what area I'm going to be in. All I know is that I just want to always do great things. And like my grandmother always said, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be thy labor great or small, do it well and not at all. And that's how I live my life.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for celebrating with us.
Thanks for having me.
Or thank you for bringing the celebration.
I bring it everywhere I go.
Good.